In this video, I'm going to talk about prepping my two Gras rifles that I intend hopefully to take out tomorrow and try a new type of bullet, which I've decided to go with what it really should be. A paper patch lead bullet loaded with black powder. Okay. Now, the reason I'm going with this new cartridge is because, for two reasons. One, I wasn't quite satisfied with the smokeless loads using a bullet that just about gets to the groove diameter for accuracy. And also, if you have a Gras that is a 66-74, depending on how it was converted, some of them were rebarreled, but most of them had an insert put in from when they went from a chasseau to fire the Gras round. They were converted. This insert is designed and has a little bottleneck in the end of the chamber, because the chamber is long, to grasp this bullet to let it engage. And how this bullet works is this bullet is way undersized. The paper patch is a jacket, and the black powder is needed. Not smokeless, not a black powder substitute, black powder. When you hit the soft lead bullet, the paper patch acts as jacketing, grips the rifling. The bullet diameter itself, the bullet will actually almost slide down the barrel if it's just by itself. So, and you must use black powder. Now, you're asking me, why the hell am I making this video? Well, I fired these guns before. I used two smokeless powder loads. One I kind of got close, but it did lead the barrel up. They did not work well in this converted gun because of the constriction in the chamber. Okay. So I've been thinking about doing this for a long time. People have questioned me, oh, reload for the Gras, reload for the Gras, whatever. But the past few months, we have been working with cap and ball revolvers, okay? So, what did we learn using these older style guns with black powder? Well, we learned that if you use a lubricant or protectant that is an oil base, such as WD-40 or whatever, when you fire black powder in these guns, it turns right into a gummy, nasty mess that after 6 to 12 shots will seize these weapons up. Okay? You must use a natural-based lubricant, i.e., boar butter. Okay? So, how does this apply to shooting a black powder rifle? Well, the reason I got away from using black powder in these guns, and there are some guns, the French Gras, the Mauser 71, and that must be shot with black powder and paper patch bullets, I guess, to get the consistency to work well. Anything else won't work because, quick explanation, that is what the gun was designed for, the way the chambers are cut and the rifling. Using anything else but that will not give good results, at least to me. You can bounce anything down the barrel of these guns you like, and you see the bullet fly down range and can be happier than hell. I don't care. So, when I fired these guns the last time a few years ago, cleaned them all out, and of course I put an oil-based lubricant in here to protect them, to keep them from rusting. The bores on both of these rifles are really nice, almost mint. So, what I'm going to do today is, before I go out, and the reason I'm going to clean this out and reapply boar butter and natural lubricant is most of the problems I have, and the reason I got away from using black powder, is when you fire them in these guns, the fact you have the oil-based lubricant in the bore, first, second shot turns the black powder fouling into a very thick, heavy, gummy residue that builds up rapidly which creates pressure problems, okay? Just because you have it in your head, this is a black powder era gun, I'm using black powder, I'm 100% safe, I'll never under pressure it. There have been instances where people have had that delusion, went and loaded 40, 50 rounds of ammo like that with black powder and said, hey, I'm safe, man, this son of a bitch ain't gonna blow up. And they commenced to shooting it like just any other gun until the gun does blow up on them and have a catastrophic failure, ruptured barrel, Springfield trapdoors will burst ahead of the chamber or something, you know. So what it is you must clean the black powder following buildup. And that also depends on what type of bullet you're using, okay? The lubricant, everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my experimentation, and this is an experimentation, okay? So don't be asking me how I did it or what it is, or ask me for ammo, okay? It ain't happening. This is all part of a very long, drawn-out learning process and experimentation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take acetone, and what you're going to need, and I'm also taking this cleaning rod with me to the range with a brush, and what you need is a jag, a tight-fitting jag. And how this works is you put your patch over the jag and it kind of engages, the cloth will engage and get down into the rifle. So, we got the bolt out of this gun. I'm going to saturate this patch in acetone, and I'm going to swab the bore out and get rid of all the oil-based lubricant. Then I'm going to take a clean patch, once it all dries out, saturate it with bore butter, the natural lubricant, and do a coating in the barrel with the natural lubricant. So that way tomorrow when I go out and fire, the black powder will not immediately turn into a hardened gummy mess. I can get a couple shots off, then I'll take a look at it and see how it goes. So let's commence to the cleaning. Alright, I'm going to get my patch soaked acetone. Drape over the bore. As you see, it comes out fairly clean. It is a .45 caliber jag, I believe, out of my Tipton. Okay. A little bit of stuff come out. So I'm going to do this repeatedly and clean this one and the other one, and then we'll get back to the lubricating part. Okay, I had this lube for years, and it kind of has broken down over the years, so I'm going to get a couple patches here. And oil kind of drops out of this, kind of separated. So I'm going to get this bore butter saturated into this patch here, and then kind of run that down the bore. Let me screw around with this, and then that's what we're going to run down, get a coating down in there. It's kind of difficult for me to manipulate any of this with my hands. Just kind of get it centered on that bore there. And then just take our jag. Just run it through once or twice to get a nice smooth coating on there. That's what we're looking to do. Give it a coating. There we go. And I will go with that for now. I'll check and see the bore real quick. Yeah, looks good. And yes, this one does have a sleeve in it. So I'll run that patch down again. And do the same for the other. And we should be good to go. Okay, then I'll get back to you. Okay, so now I have the two guns prepped. I have the bores coated with an all-natural lubricant, so hopefully this will help when we fire the black powder cartridges, soften the residue fouling. And you can use this technique on any gun, any black powder cartridge gun you have. This is something that I just picked up as a tip to try to help alleviate some of the problems I had when I've run black powder. This can be used on any type of black powder cartridge gun that you intend to use black powder cartridges with. Okay, and please also don't put in the comment section to use a fucking blow tube, because a blow tube, I've never seen one as part of a soldier's equipment from this time period. Okay, the idea is to fire the gun at least 20 shots before it has to be cleaned. I think it's achievable if you work with it. And what I'm going to do is basically after a few shots, I will clean the rifle out. I will bring black powder solvent, a brush, patches, and a jag, and a rod, and I will clean these out in between to make sure I'm not getting a buildup, and it is more for safety reasons. Okay, so thank you and stay tuned.